Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruchakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom also to the Akim pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, and to the speckled bird across the four corners of the world, and to the few sisters who are listening to you. I say Shalom. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson on the brother Khadashi from the GM and Chicago camp, coming back at you with another lesson. And what I wanted to do with this lesson was do a response to Elder Yaremiah's lesson. All right, this is Elder Yaremiah from GM and Chicago. His channel is GM and Chicago Teach What Was Taught. And the lesson that I want to do a response to is called Move Different, We Opps. All right, so I'm going to let a little bit of the video play, and then I'm going to bring out some scriptures, and it's just going to be
we amongst the
straight to the
indiscreet,
point
man.
lesson, Lord willing, is edifying.
You know,
All right?
these people are enemies to us, and we enemies to them. So far as your job, you know, in your daily life, you know, we ain't in the fucking IUIC, man. We ain't finna get on the bus stop, you know, get on the bus or go to work with some fucking fringes on a t-shirt, man. We enemies to these people, man. Especially the nation of Israel, especially our people. All right, and these Edomites, who they would, and these other heathens who these 2/3 of our people would like to see rule. But you have to understand that we are terrorists to these people, man. So in your daily walk, whether it's in your job, whether it's on like a platform, like a social media platform, say Jake on Instagram or Facebook or some shit. All you Jakes with these long ass Hebrew names and the Lord, it's like you making yourself a target. Years ago, before a lot of you Jakes came around, the apostle said don't get on it. But if you are on it, you get on it, you be regular. All right? You be Millhouse, Johnson, whatever the fuck your name is. You that's what you be. For example, because it's just like you're a target. You know, whether that's in a daily walk, you really have to fucking think, man. You really have to fucking think.
And, you know, I just wanted to emphasize that point that the brother made, that, look, man, we're really enemies to these people. And like the brother said, we're really, you know, these people, if they really find out what we're out here about, you know, we're like terrorists unto these people, man. All right. And when we go on social media platforms such as Instagram or whatever platform you're on, all right, like he said that Apostle Tahar mentioned years ago, that when we go on those social media platforms, we just have to be regular people, man. All right. And the reason why I want to emphasize on that point is because I made the mistake of, you know, being on Instagram and trying to bring scriptures out and post, you know, I would watch a video that would piss me off, then I would share the video on my story, all right, because there's Instagram stories, all right, so you could share stuff on your page. And, you know, I would see a post that would make me mad, and then I would share it and then put in scriptures right there and like start cursing people out. And, you know, like that's just super unwise, man. And that's why I wanted to make this lesson, because I made the mistake of being on social media and, you know, bringing the truth out when really these people don't want to hear none of this, man. You're really an enemy to the lifestyle that most of these people love, that most of these people are, you know, involved in. All right. And like when you watch the rest of the video, you're going against, you know, like the elder said, you're going against their right to be a Mo. You're going against their right to commit adultery. You're going against their right to, you know, bullshit, you know, to smoke weed all day and bullshit all day and just do nothing all day, man. You're going against their right, you know, to basically be in the world. All right. And you got to understand that, man, because I had to learn the hard way. And what I mean by that is that my Instagram page actually got deleted, man. And this was a page that I was had my business on. I was selling products. I had different things I was, you know, that I had on my Instagram page that people would, you know, basically follow me on my account and buy those things, right? And it was totally unrelated to the truth, but because I was so overly zealous and overly righteous, all right? And I would get, it was really a misplaced boldness, man. All right, you really got to save that for the line. All that energy of bringing out the scriptures, and that's why we have a personal page. All right, that's why we have a personal page, and that's why we have our own channels. That if you see something on the internet, we'll make a video about it, man. Make a lesson about it. Do something like that, man. All right. Because look, hey, I was on, basically social media doing too much, man. All right. And one of my pages actually got deleted because what? I'll be on Instagram talking about, hey, fuck the LGBT, ABC, this, that, and the third. I'll be sharing videos about small hatters and, the weird shit that they be doing. You think people really want to be hearing that stuff, man? All right. And I had to learn the hard way because that page got, deleted, man. All right. And this is really a lesson learned, man, because that was a page that I had for years, man. I was making money off of it. People would, and most of those people that followed me, that they followed me for my products. They didn't follow me because I was trying to talk about the scriptures. So most of those people started to unfollow me, man. All right. So the first scripture I want to get, because the scriptures tell you to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. This is Matthew 10:16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. All right, so Yahushua commanded us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So when we're out here in this world and we're on social media, we have to be wise. All right, we have to be wise about what we're putting up, what we're talking about on social media. All right, because I had to learn the hard way, man. All right, I had to learn the hard way, and my whole page got deleted, man. All right, and which rightfully so, because you know what? Now that I think back on it, man, all the things, all the posts that I was making on Instagram, and I really could have saved all that energy for lessons and for the line. And that's why we have a camp. All right, because when Saturday comes, all right, you want to be on Instagram talking shit, you want to be on Instagram bringing out the scriptures, but when Saturday comes, you don't want to bring no scriptures out, man. I'm not saying that that's what I would do, but some of the things that I would share on Instagram, I could have really just made a video about it, man. All right. And now because I was doing too much, I got one of my pages fully deleted, man. All right. And that could very well happen to one of you brothers or sisters out there that, you just found out you're an Israelite. You want to be overly righteous and be on Instagram or whatever platform you're on, and you want to be a super Hebrew Israelite. That's just not going to work, bro. All right, you got to understand that the truth that we're bringing out is going to cut a lot of people. What we're bringing out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is too much for these people, man. It says right here, Hebrews 4:12, for the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So we're bringing out the word of God. All right, it's quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So when you're out there, on a social media platform bringing out the scriptures, it's going to be cutting people, man. A lot of people do not agree with the truth. All right, they're actually contrary to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and everything that the Lord got set up and how he intended this world to be. So when you're out there on social media just bringing the scriptures out, talking about you're an Israelite and you got your whole Hebrew name on there, you're really being, you're being unwise, man. All right, and really what could end up happening is that you could bring a blame upon the ministry, man. All right, it tells you right here in 2 Corinthians 6:3, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. All right, so we have to be careful what we do on social media and what we do when we're out there in the world, because we could very well commit an action that could bring a blame upon the ministry, man. Whether that could be, you sharing a social media post and saying some wild ass shit on Instagram or whatever it may be, somebody could take a screenshot of that, and then out of nowhere you get fired, man. All right. You gotta also be aware that hey, some of your coworkers follow you on on social media. All right, or they might not even follow you, but some coworkers be stalking you, man. All right, some of these coworkers that you work with, they be looking you up on all these, on these platforms that you're on, man. Hey, not to mention that brothers, you got women that follow you on Instagram or whatever social media platform. Hey, those women ain't trying to listen to that shit, man. All right. Most of the time, when a woman follows you on Instagram, she's trying to get at you. And here it is, you're over here fucking chanting down Babylon on your page. And, like, come on, bro. All right. You got to be wiser than this, man. And I had to learn the hard way because, hey, my whole page got deleted, man. And it was a business page. All right. So I just wanted to emphasize that the point that the brother made, that when you go on Instagram and these social media platforms, just be regular Joe, man. Don't even be on there trying to talk about the scriptures and sharing this and sharing that. All right, because look, I'm really making this lesson because I made the mistake of doing too much. I made the mistake of being unwise. I made the mistake of sharing scriptures and this, that, and the third, and cursing people out and fuck Babylon and woo woo woo, and then boom, my page got deleted, man. All right. So that's just to really emphasize and drive point the home, man. Like, or drive the point home that you should not be on social media talking about the truth, you know, tagging brothers and like, no, bro, that's
Go ahead.
hey,
No,
the brother was
just to
matter of
land
fact,
back
let
off
me
what the
play a
brother
little bit
said with
more
the
of the video.
Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne analogy. When they was not being Batman and Superman, they went out of their way to look like somebody that wasn't doing that. So Clark Kent act like a weak fool, like a weak person, somebody that people could step all over. He'll let people step all over him. Batman will act like a selfish person that wouldn't help nobody. That'd just be a greedy motherfucker. So that people wouldn't think that they was actually doing that, man. Cause you can putting on a mask won't that's not gonna if you really still the same person, whether you got the mask on or off, you're not hiding, man.
Right? It's a mentality, man.
You see, so hey, you gotta know when to take your cape off and when to put it on, man. And really, the line and your personal channels when you put the cape on. That's when you're Superman. That's when you're Batman. That's when you're Hebrew Israelite, so on and so forth, man. But when you're in these jobs, when you're on social media, you shouldn't be doing none of that, man. All right, you shouldn't be doing, talking about the scriptures, cutting people, all right, swiping up on their page. Hey, you're going off. You shouldn't be doing that. Ooh, like, why are you reading poor? Hey, man, I was doing too much when I first came in, man. When I first came in, which I'm still a young brother, but when I first came in, all right, I was rebuking my whole house, everybody in my household. I was rebuking my mother, my brother, my sister. I was rebuking my aunts. I was rebuking everybody that I came across. I was rebuking my friends in the world. I was rebuking everybody, man. All right. I remember I even, when I found out that you couldn't have no idols, I remember I was still living with my mom. I basically took a trash bag and threw away all her JC shit, man. All the pictures of JC and all the crucifixes and the little statues of JC, Joseph, and Mary. I threw all that shit away, man. And I thought, I was doing the right thing, but hey, brothers rebuked me like, nah, bro, you're being unwise. You're doing too much, man. All right. So just be wise out here, man. All right. I know we know you're excited. You just found out you're an Israelite. You found out the truth. You know the names of the Lord now. Well, the Lord told us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. We're not supposed to be out here wearing fringes everywhere we go. We're not supposed to be, out here with a Yahweh hat. I'm just like, we just have to be wise out here, man. Like the elders said, we're not in fucking IUIC. Fucking everywhere we go, we're doing laundry. We're at the laundry mat with fringes on. we're in the fucking Walmart line with fringes on. We're not here to do none of that stuff. All right, we're here to edify and feed the flock and be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right. Hey, I remember I was at the self checkout line over here in Chicago. I was buying something. I was at the grocery store, and then this dude went up to a guy that was paying for his stuff and started talking about the Lord right there in the self checkout line. And then, the dude that was paying was basically telling him like he ain't trying to hear nothing about JC. And then, it just turned into a big argument between both of them. And I was about to say something, but the spirit said, no, don't say anything. They both don't know the truth. Just keep it moving. All right. And you gotta listen to the spirit when situations like that arise, man. You have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Because what would have happened? Here it is. I got the truth. I know the name of the Lord. I know the true breakdown to the scriptures. And I just cut both of the ass. What do you think is going to happen in that situation right there in the self-checkout line? I got to save all of that for the line, man. All that energy of cutting people and bringing out the scriptures and sharing stuff on social media and putting scriptures and then putting your Hebrew name and all of that, don't do that stuff, man. That's why you got your own personal YouTube page. That's why you're part of a camp, all right? That's why ultimately, hey, that's what the camp is for, man. So that Saturday comes or whatever day you camp, you could bring Salakia. I just burped. But that's what camp is for, man. So you could bring out the scriptures and edify and feed the flock, man. These people on social media ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. They ain't trying to, hey, and I'm just speaking from experience because I was actually being unwise and doing too much on social media. All right. And it got my page deleted, man. All right. So now that I have a new page, I'm making sure that, basically I don't post nothing, doing too much like that, man, because I had to realize, man, like really think like, hey, I could bring a blame upon the ministry. I could, tarnish the reputation of brothers, because look, what the apostles and elders have set up through the spirit, man, right here at Great Millstone, this is a camp that's conducive to growth. This is a camp that's conducive to your faith growing. All right, this is a camp that's conducive to edification, man, getting built up in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. All right. And so what we do out here in these, in this world and what we do on social media and our actions, it could very well tarnish, the reputation of Great Millstone, man. And that's important because ultimately this ministry is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's ministry, man. And we already know that these people are going to persecute us and come against us and slander us. But the last thing you want to do is add more insult to injury by doing too much on social media and moving unwisely out here in the world, man. All right. You don't want to be doing that. All right. You want to be, the scriptures tell you that you got to have a good report towards them that are without. So even people that are outside this ministry, you should still have a good report, amongst them. All right. They shouldn't know you as that dude that, be cursing everybody out and talking about the scriptures all the time. Like, if you really have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then you know that you really shouldn't be casting your pearls before swine, man. All right. These people don't want to hear this, man. All right. But they know that something is different about you. They just can't put their finger on it. All right. So these people out here in the world, really, you should be moving wisely. All right. To the point where they shouldn't have anything bad to say about you, man. It says right here, 1 Timothy 3:7 says, moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil, which this is going into what? This is going into the office of a bishop. All right. And a bishop is ultimately an overseer of the church. All right. So as an overseer of the church, you got to have what? A good report of them which are without, meaning outside the ministry, man. All right. The scriptures also tell us to walk honest among the Gentiles. All right. So when we're amongst these people, man, we're really just supposed to move around like Clark Kent. All right. Just when, like the brother was bringing out, when Clark Kent was out here on the Daily Bugle and he was just out here as a regular person, he was like a coward, man. He wasn't out here macho man, Superman, trying to save everybody. Nah, he was just Clark Kent, nerdy dude. All right, you know. But when he was out there and he heard a cry, what would he do? He would take off his glasses, put his cape on, turn into a Superman, and go save the day. Well, when we're in this world, we gotta have our conversation, meaning our conduct, our anastrophe. It has to be honest among the Gentiles. It says right here, 1 Peter 2:12, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. So these people are already going to be, speaking against you as evildoers, but through your good works is how you're going to shut them up, man. All right, because the scriptures tell you to put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Right here it says, 1 Peter 2 and 15, it says, for so is the will of God, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. All right, so instead of, you're out there on the at work trying to talk about the truth, you're out there on Instagram trying to talk about the truth. Nah, man, just move wisely. All right, put them to silence with well doing. All right, shut them up with your actions. Because, hey, look, like the Elder Murph says all the time, we're already better than these people, man. And that's not to say it in a boastful type of prideful way. We're better than these people because the Lord is dealing with us, man. All right, and that doesn't mean you should be out here moving like a fucking asshole. All right, that doesn't mean you should be out here upbraiding people, and just moving like an asshole. We already know that these people ultimately are gonna get destroyed, man. All right, but that doesn't mean you should provoke them and try to curse them out. And no, man, just put them to silence with your well doing. They look at you, they know something is different about you, and well, just deal with them with wisdom, man. All right, don't be out here trying to curse everybody out. Look, I had to learn that the hard way because I've lost jobs cursing people out, talking about the truth, man. And that was, a lesson to learn within itself. All right, don't be out there telling people the truth at your job. Don't be out there on Instagram trying to talk about the truth. All right, don't do none of that, bro. All you gotta do is be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. All right, walk with wisdom towards them that are without. Put them to silence with your well doing. Because even though they might not be able to understand what you're involved in or what you believe in or whatever, by your good works, they know that there's something different about you, man. And that's really how you're gonna, glorify Yahweh Shem Shai. You want to glorify Yahweh Shem Shai in front of these people? Well, don't do it with your words and don't do it by cursing them out. Don't do it with none of that. Do it by your good works, man. Move in the spirit. Be quiet. Don't even talk to these people about the truth, man. Just shut them up with your actions, all right? Don't be out there on the, save the scriptures and bringing out the scriptures and cutting people. Save that for the line, man. You see something on social media that makes you mad, make a video about it, man. All right? So with that, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and